does a lot of the debates with Charlie Kirk and others. So this should be a home run grand slam. Who is going to win? A 70-year-old PhD conservative who has spent the last 10 years, this is his career, doing speeches and Q&A sessions and debates at the pinnacle of conservative media. It's been going on for a decade. Or on the other side, 20 amateur college student 20-somethings with an education from Google and ChatGPT. Who's going to win? Well, it wouldn't surprise you to learn that Jordan Peterson got annihilated.
Nick Fuentes roasted the crap out of Jordan Peterson, and it's pretty brutal. Let's just get straight into it.
Bear in mind, Jordan Peterson is, I think, north of 70 years old. He's in his 60s or 70s. He has a PhD. He's a university professor with decades of experience with the clinical practice. He's a psychologist. And he's debating 20 liberal kids. He's debating, and some of them were adults. They're amateur adults that they probably pulled out of a hat. But for the most part, these are college kids. These are random Redditors. And it's really a sorry group. If you look at the video and you look at who's there, I by no means am a fan or admirer of the people that are debating Peterson. Each one is more flabby and kind of sad than the last one. They have the usual suspects, these guys like this Parker character who's been doing the videos, and he does a lot of the debates with Charlie Kirk and others. So this should be a home run grand slam. Who is going to win? A 70-year-old PhD conservative who has spent the last 10 years, this is his career, doing speeches and Q&A sessions and debates at the pinnacle of conservative media. It's been going on for a decade. Or on the other side, 20 amateur college student 20-somethings with an education from Google and ChatGPT. Who's going to win? Well, it wouldn't surprise you to learn that Jordan Peterson got annihilated.
It's honestly crazy. Is it not crazy to hear that? Like, Jordan Peterson was one of the greats, and then he gets like addicted to some drugs, and then his daughter's like a whore who freaking has multiple baby daddies and posts weird photos of her like breastfeeding her kids, because there's a weird trend, guys, where women like to, sexualize themselves when they're pregnant or breastfeeding. I will make a video on that because it's actually something that this bitch will bitch about it. So if you like when I'm a bitch, subscribe, stay tuned, because it's coming. Do not come. You get it? You guys get the joke?
But it was interesting how he got annihilated, because I actually don't find a lot of the arguments from the liberal atheists. I didn't find any of that particularly compelling. It's a lot of the usual stuff that you hear from atheists. They point out the so-called atrocities in the Old Testament. Slavery, war, genocide, that sort of thing. And they deploy a lot of the usual sophistry, logical traps, things like that. Nothing new, nothing terribly impressive. But there was one kid that got up to debate Jordan Peterson and just unraveled his entire existence. And the line of questioning started with some liberal atheist kid, and he looked like a kid. I don't know how old he was, but he looked like he might have been late teens, early 20s. So this kid comes up to Jordan Peterson and starts interrogating him about whether Catholics worship Mary. Honestly, I don't know where he was going with that. That was a line of questioning. And Jordan Peterson, you could tell very quickly, was out of his depth. He does not know the Catholic theology, and I don't blame him. He has never professed to be a Catholic. He has some interest in Catholicism.
By the way, if you enjoy videos like this covering awesome fringe topics that are now becoming popular, make sure you subscribe and like, comment your thoughts, and we'll get back to it.
Jordan Peterson very quickly was struggling to define his terms, couldn't really keep up. And eventually he gives up and says, well, why are you asking me this? And the kid said, well, you are a Christian, are you not? And Peterson said, well, I've never said that. And the kid said, well, I thought I was here debating a Christian.
Yeah, so this wasn't just recently, but it was somewhat in the recent past. Like, it wasn't too long ago. It wasn't last year. It was like a few months ago. But honestly, the year's been going by so fast that it could be a year ago. But honestly, this is fun fact. It's not so fun. This has been the worst year of my life by far. I'm not being dramatic. It's been a hard year. So I'm excited to be back to filming and posting every single day. We're going guns to the wall. Okay, I'm excited. I'm having a lot of fun, and it's good to enjoy something again and be passionate. And yeah, a little inside scoop. Life has sucked lately. Now, I'm very thankful that God has blessed my life, but it really has been like our family has faced very hard obstacles this year. Let me just leave it at that. So become a member to support our depressive family. No, I'm just kidding. Depressive? That's not a word. And depression, is that a thing? Yeah, for freaking crybabies.
And Peterson said, well, no, you're debating someone. And he said, well, I think maybe you're in the wrong video. This is supposed to be one Christian versus 20 atheists.
Like, yeah.
And Peterson comes back and says, oh, well, you're really something. And the kid says, well, you're really nothing. Because you're.
By the way, Jordan Peterson blocked me. I don't blame him. But I'm like, wow, you picked me to block Jordan Peterson? Amazing.
You're obviously not a Christian. And Peterson says, uncle, and surrenders. He says, I'm done with this guy. I don't want to debate him anymore. And I saw that exchange, and it's now going viral. Maybe you've seen it. I tweeted about it a few times, and some people said they hadn't seen it yet, but it's been making the rounds on Instagram, TikTok. It's blowing up on Twitter. And that, even though it wasn't necessarily a substantive defeat, the guy didn't defeat Peterson's arguments. I don't think he was a particularly impressive debater. In that one line, and he
that guy was not a master debater.
Heated up, and then that was the knockout punch. He totally unraveled Peterson's entire grift and his entire existence, because does that not explain really what Peterson has been doing this entire time? Mm-hmm. And when I say this entire time, I mean, you go back 10 years, you go back 15 years, you read his book, Maps of Meaning, you watch his college lecture series, you watch his Bible lecture series, you listen to him on his show, on his podcast, at his talks. And that's really what it is. It's a whole lot of nothing. It's a whole lot of people attend the talks, watch the lectures, buy the books, watch the podcast as Christians, looking for the truth in the Christian tradition. Nobody's looking to convert to Judaism. Nobody's looking to convert and become a rabbi and go to Israel. For all the Peterson talks about Judeo-Christian.
Definitely not this crew, let me tell you that.
Christianity and the monotheistic ethics of the West and all that kind of stuff, all the obfuscation and equivocation. It is a largely conservative, younger, right-wing, Republican partisan audience that is looking for a more profound expression of Christianity than maybe what they got from their mega church pastor, maybe what they got from their parents, their religious education, which might have been lacking. They're looking for profundity. They're looking for insight. They're looking for depth inside the Christian tradition. And what they find is a lot of yapping, a lot of nothing. When you attend these Jordan Peterson lectures, you find, if you're really paying attention and if you're really reading between the lines, this man is not a Christian. He's never claimed to be a Christian. He's never professed belief in the historical Jesus Christ, the person of Jesus Christ, the divinity of Jesus Christ, or even the reality of Scripture at all, or even God for that matter. And he's played this game for 10 years where he does a good job of maybe implying that he believes these things, implying that he's a Christian or believes in God or something like that, but really doesn't. And then when he's challenged on whether he believes in these things, he plays a semantic game where he breaks down the entire equation and says, well, what does it mean to believe? What does it mean to ask a question? You say, are you a Christian? Well, what does "are" mean? What does "you" mean? What am I? What is a Christian? And then after breaking down and deconstructing the sentence in a semantic way, then he'll shore up any doubt or anybody that doesn't believe in what he's saying with these theatrical flourishes that are meant to sound really ominous. He'll say something like, well, that's a really tough thing, bucko. Well, and that's a pretty big question, eh? And Jordan Peterson and Charlie Kirk can't annihilate the SJWs anymore, then what can they do?
It's a very sad downfall of Jordan Peterson to watch. Like, it's very depressing, and it probably doesn't help that his daughter is like a hoe online. You catch my drift. I'm going to do a whole video on this, so stay tuned. If you made it to the end of the video, make sure you comment an orange heart. It does help boost the video in the algorithm.